Quick announcement, I'll be taking part of Thankmas this year, which is the charity event that Jacksepticeye runs every year. But for me, for every €1 I get, that will equal 1 push-up. So if I get donated €10, that's 10 push-ups, and so on. If you would like to come and be a part of that, I'm streaming over on twitch.tv/Killux. Link is in the description. Enjoy! Kerbal Space Program is a game that rewards you if you're naturally clever. Something that quite evidently I am not. I decided to get it back and play it for the first time in 7 years. Back then, I couldn't even land on the moon. I was playing it on a ThinkPad Lenovo laptop though, so let's just say the frame rates weren't exactly the highest. Enough dilly-dally though. Let's start with the hardest part, naming the world. Often people think, should I make it something motivational? Something to show my dedication to the science and exploration of the universe. Something to inspire those upcoming astronauts and rocket engineers alike. Something to be big. Yeah. My first goal was to get to the moon, which is basically the moon. But to do that, I would need to make rockets and fly them to then earn both money and science. Long story short, I never landed on the moon. I made a loop around the moon and collected a bunch of science there, but I just could never get to the surface because I didn't have enough delta V. But what is delta V? Nah, I'm not going to do this. Now, I've actually landed on the moon and Minmus before, but that was in the sandbox world where you don't have the restrictions of money and stuff like that. If you don't have enough fuel in a sandbox world, you simply just add more and see what happens. That's all this game is really, just pour an unhealthy amount of time into testing one rocket just to then fly it for like half the time, go and land and still mess up. At one point I got to Duna, which is KSP's equivalent to Mars, and technically I had enough fuel to get back to Kerbin. It would have been extremely hard to do and I would have had to been extremely efficient, but I could have done it. But as I was celebrating my landing, I accidentally held shift for a little bit too long and blasted myself into space at Mach 1. One thing though that I find fascinating about Kerbal Space Program isn't space exploration or building rockets or trying to beat the land speed record. It's the community. Like, look at this man. He built a rocket that landed him on 3 separate planets using only 3 parts. What? He used the ground to explode an empty fuel tank to free up weight so he would have more delta V. Who does this? Who even thinks of that? I'm a nervous wreck while trying to land. Like, I just take away all of my speed when I'm descending, which you're supposed to do, but not at like 5,000 meters above the ground. And this guy is just casual, like, yeah, just gonna smack my ship empty fuel tank thingy into a mountain, couple 100 meters per second, by the way. No biggie. Simple things. Then you have people making space planes and flying them to the furthest part of the solar system and back without refueling or mining for fuel or anything like that. These videos made the fact that I went the whole way to Duna, which I was really proud of, look feeble and insignificant beside it. Like, look, this man did what's called a suicide burn. You know that thing that Elon Musk spent like billions and years trying to do? This man did it by hand. How? I've really enjoyed playing Kerbal Space Program, even though I've been saying I'm shy at it, because I am. But I actually wasn't even going to play it until I watched Martin Sitopantz's, I think it was the land speed record, which 100% recommend. I was dying laughing during all of it. But to be honest, I'm glad I did, since I've been looking for a game to play. Those of you that are subscribed will have noticed I haven't uploaded in a month and a half nearly. So this was nice and refreshing. Also, to the people that are here for VR content, I am going to stick with it-ish. I'm going to kind of branch off and do different things. And I've also been kind of thinking on different ways to bring my channel forward. I kind of like doing story animations, if you know what I mean, like these things here, but I kind of want to mix that in with like the normal stuff that I do when I'm playing games, like review kind of stuff. Personally, what I think would do well, but I'll just see what happens in coming months. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video, whenever that is.